To welcome to anyone who's joining in for the first time. My name is Harsha. I'm from Cindog Media, where we help you to market even better. And in today's broadcast, what we're going to go through is your brand guidelines. My aim is to really empower you to do your marketing, to inspire you, to help you to get out there. Look, whether you go with us or not, we want to add value through these broadcasts. So if you're getting something out of it, if you're getting some value out of these videos, please share it on your social media channels. Share it with your friends and family, colleagues, anyone who you think can get some value out of watching these and applying it to their business, their venture, whether it be a profitable venture or a non-for-profit, whatever it is. So they can get their brand out there, they can get their message out there, add value to customers. If you've got something to share with people and you're not sharing it, you're doing an injustice in the world. That's how I see it. If there's something unique value that you need to be, that you are doing and you're not doing it, there's something wrong, right? There's something wrong in the sense that you're not providing that value to people. So I'm just going to put in my contact details, see it. And if you need some support, you can reach out to me on email, on phone or SMS. And you can be in touch with any support that you might need in developing your brand guidelines, in developing your marketing strategy, or anything related to that. Just type that in and get in touch with me. More than happy to support you on anything that you. Well, as I mentioned, we are broadcasting. I didn't mention it, but I am mentioning it now. We are broadcasting across a number of social media channels using the streaming software, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Daily Motion, a number of others, I'm sure. And if you are seeing it on any of the if you are happy to be here and getting some value from these videos. So the slides for today's stream and brand guidelines. So what we're going to go through today is the importance of having a brand guideline. I am aligning these videos. I'm doing my very best to align these videos to the marketing pulses that are coming out every day. The marketing pulses are really just a little touching on the marketing pulses. They're designed to help you to get your message out there, give you some inspiration each day. And we've broken it up into a number of different areas that we touch, one per day, and on the weekends you kind of review it. Why have I included the weekends? But some of you are probably going, the weekends are for me. I don't need to be doing any work. Well, if you're a small business owner, you are working pretty much all the time. And anyone who says you've got a balanced lifestyle with work, I say if you're doing what you're passionate about, that is your lifestyle. That is, you really enjoy what you're doing. You're passionate about it. You love it. You just work and play, and work becomes that play in a sense. And some of you are going, no, that's wrong. There's no work-life balance. There is when you get energized by what you're doing, your work-life balance is, you are balancing your energy. That's how I see it. So some of you may disagree. Put some comments in. I'm happy to hear them. But I've been through the ups and downs, and I know that if you are truly aligned to a vision, if you're truly aligned to something you are doing, that is your life. That becomes a part of you. That energizes you. That moves you forward. So, and I may ruffle some feathers through that comment, but that's fine. I'm happy to take those comments back. So, in terms of the weekends, we do your review and planning, and during the week we've got a kind of some area that you touch on. And today's is really about social media, so you'll see some marketing pulses about social media. However, related to that, I think is the brand guidelines. Really, brand guidelines is across all of it. However, more towards social media because it's more visual and more, you create content around it and you put it out there. So the importance of brand guidelines. Why is brand guidelines, important? It helps you to build a strong, recognizable, and professional brand. And you're going to start to see some of our slides get into a lot really aligned to our color schemes and our brand guidelines. At the moment, I've kept it pretty simple. And as we evolve these slides, you'll see what I mean. I want to demonstrate that through what we do as well. So you stay tuned when you watch these videos. You'll get to see a shift in these PowerPoint presentations into what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. I am not in presentation mode for a reason, because Zoom will sometimes freeze. Consistency is key, ensuring you have a consistency across all platforms. So if you're posting on Facebook and LinkedIn and Google and Twitter, and then you've got different colors, and if you've got different color schemes and different tones in your messaging, it's going to become a little bit confusing for your customers if they see it across two different platforms. So make sure you've got consistency across platforms is really important. And if you have a brand guidelines, you can just kind of go, okay, well, this is my color scheme. This is, my tones, tonality of what I'm in my messaging. I can make sure that it is aligned. Brand recognition, role in brand recognition visuals or jingles. So in terms of visuals or jingles, what I mean by that is, if you were to see a certain visual or hear a jingle, I'm sure you've kind of gone, oh yeah, I'm not going to mention any particular brands right now. However, I can think of a couple of a real estate company or it was in particular a real estate company that when I was a child, I would listen to the jingle, and every time that jingle, even that song comes on, they kind of borrowed this song from an actual song, and I'm like, oh, you know. So it's important to realize that if you create certain visuals that are consistent with your brand, that are easily recognizable, people will, it appeals to their emotion, it appeals to their senses. They are going to recognize it immediately. So brand recognition is really important. So if you can craft some really well-crafted jingles or visuals, it's going to make it really easy for your brand to get out there. In terms of putting out a professional image, that's really important. So, if people realize that, what you're putting out is, oops, just lost the slides there. Let's get back to that. Okay, just move that. Sorry about that. It makes it easy for your brand to be recognized if you are putting out a professional image, a professional as you can see, I am a little bit distracted because the window's got a little bit moved. If you can put the fact that you're putting out your product is known in the it's able to retain and attract customers, and it's got a good track record. So in your brand image, you need to be communicating these things across to your customers for them to get that confidence in your business and your brand. Streamline marketing efforts. So this is really towards efficiency. What do I mean by efficiency? You want to reduce the time and resources spent on deciding on brand elements. On every new campaign, you don't want to be recreating it, right? So if you've got a consistent brand, you can just align to that. You just pick it up and go, okay, this is the color scheme, this is our tone, this is what we're putting out. It makes it a lot more efficient when you're creating new, and the money spent will be a lot less. So you're not recreating it, trying to reevaluate what all those decisions are. So that's not to say that you may go in guidelines. You may think, okay, this tone of the color is not quite right. We certainly did that in ours. It's important to definitely do that in blocks. However, if you're not consistently doing that every single time you're creating a campaign, your brand value. So your brand value will increase, perceived brand value will increase if you maintain a brand that that is consistent. So you can doing this will allow you to, in terms of costs, what you're demanding for your prices for your products or services, you can place it higher than if your brand was quite inconsistent. Because you're a well-known brand, it gives you a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more footprint into the marketplace, where you are able to be perceived as a brand that is quite known and more valuable to do business with. So it's important in this respect to you're not in one campaign you've got this inconsistency, and in another campaign you've got another kind of color scheme and another tone. Early on, we used to do that because more out of not so you once you become aware of this fact of having a consistent brand, you kind of go, well, why weren't we doing that in the first place, right? Why were we? You're so caught up in your campaign, trying to communicate that product to your customers. You're so caught up in just operating your business that you forget that it's important for them to see that consistent image. So if you're able to do that, every single time, the value of your brand will increase. Importance of controlling the brand narrative. So the messaging is really important, and you've got to be on key here. Inconsistent messages aligned to your product or service. You may have a great brand campaign where you attract 1,000 customers, but the type of customers you want, and in the end, they're going to impact your brand in the sense it's going to be disruptive to your brand, because they're not the customers that you want. You've emotionally kind of connected with them and attracted it to your brand unconsciously, because you haven't had that consistent messaging. You haven't thought through that campaign, and now these customers are going to leave because you can't really help them. So how are you going to repair that? It's going to take time and money, right, to repair that, to get the customers that you want. So it's really important to have the correct messaging when you're putting out your campaigns. Really think that through, and having that brand guidelines as to what your values are, what are the types of customers you actually want to attract, will save you a lot of time and money, will save you money in your campaigns. So you're not just throwing money away for no reason, attracting the wrong type of customers to your business. So it's important to control the brand narrative there. Collection of brand assets, and this is a really important one. So if this ensures the use of your logos, fonts, etc. are consistent, and copyright, you're not infringing on anyone else's copyright, and also so there's really a twofold in here. You're not infringing on other brands' copyrights because you thought it through and you go, okay, well, this is our brand. This is what we're using. These are the fonts, and we're allowed to use these fonts. We're allowed to use these images. We're allowed to, because if you're not, you need to get those permissions. But once you've come to that baseline of this is what our brand is, these are the things we use, and it becomes known in the marketplace. And if someone else goes and uses a similar color scheme, similar brand, similar font, similar imaging, then they are actually infringing on your brand. If you are consistently using this brand guidelines, it gives you a lot more protection legally in terms of how it is perceived in the marketplace. So it will help you protect your brand. It won't have, saying, no, company X, you can't use this, but you'll be known, you'll have a consistent record over the years, over the months, having used this. So when if there is a legal argument, then you can say, well, using this. We have been using this for the last 10 years. You've come along into the marketplace and you've started using it yesterday. You are actually infringing on our brand. So it makes it a lot easier to make that argument. So let's go through what we've covered today. In conclusion, we've covered the consistency of your brand, using brand guidelines, brand recognition, professionalism, being more efficient in your campaigns, adding value to your brand, consistent messaging across what you are doing in your campaigns and legal protection. So hope you enjoyed or gained some value from this video. Thanks for joining in. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, a like, share it on your social stream, share it with your friends, family, colleagues who may get some value out of this. And if you need some support in creating a brand guidelines, we can certainly help you there. Get in touch with me on phone